All right, here we are, guys. What's going on? What's going on? I don't really have a specific topic today. For the most part, I'm just going to be kind of cycling through X. I've kind of taken a step back from keeping in touch with everything. I had to work yesterday and all that. So today, I'm gonna kind of get brushed up with everything, go through X and get some updates on how everything's going. Which first page doesn't seem like it's very good, honestly, but we'll see what happens. You never know. All right. All right, I have chat up. If you guys have been chatting, I'm sorry. But, sorry, my knee gave out last night, man. And it's like, this shit's crazy, bro. I know here, hold on. Let me change my scene real quick. Yo, look at this shit. I was literally just standing and my fucking knee gave out. And now I got this, like, massive lump on the side of my knee. I have no fucking idea what happened. It's absolutely crazy. But, yeah, I'm just here specifically to go through X, chat with y'all. I was really kind of upset yesterday. What up, Digital Denizen? How you doing today, man? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. I was really upset yesterday with, it seems like Trump's backtracking on his stances on immigration or illegal immigration. I don't care about people who go through the legal process, but he's starting to give in, and it seems like he's just been getting fed W's like on a silver platter with these fucking lunatics going out and burning these cities down. And now we're like, where this movement that they have is that it was at its peak repellent for attracting any new people into this, he starts to give in. And now he's talking about bringing 500,000 Chinese nationals into the country. What the fuck? Like, that's insane. I haven't, Rob, he just said, all it really comes down to is Trump never really believed in any of that shit in the first place. Really upsetting, to rile up a base about like an actual problem that's going on. And then just to give in. It's like, I feel like I got left holding the buck. Not that it's all on me, right? But I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. Where it's like, now, what the fuck do we do now? Like, where are we looking for any form of just all around, bro? It's so bad. So, all right, let's go to X. Okay. Getting some news in today, man. So, let me see. Bring this up. Seems as though I put the mic in front of my mouth so she can hear me. So is this my question here, right? Does this have anything to do with the riots, or are these just people going out and playing games? It doesn't seem like there's any. I don't see any signs. I don't see any people like chanting anything. It's just a bunch of degeneracy. yeah. What's going on, Robert Whaley? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in, bro. I appreciate you, man. Big agree. I care about the U.S. If Israel wants to... Thanks, Panchution. What's up, man? Thanks for joining in, bro. If Israel wants to go off and start a war with Iran, they're more than welcome to do that with their own bullets, their own guns, their own missiles, everything. Fuck that. I don't, like... I voted for Trump to get us out of wars. I voted for Trump to fix this insane illegal immigrant problem. I voted for Trump to start boosting our manufacturing. Is it really? Oh, shit. Hold on. I may need to, 1 second. Thanks, Panchuchin. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. That's, you know what's crazy is that's not even a topic that I'm very, like, passionate about. I mean, like, I have passion when it comes to marriage and things like that, and I definitely wish people would take that more seriously. You know, something like marriage should be considered, at least societally, a much more important thing than it is right now. And it's impossible to argue that the way society has evolved over the past, 100 years, it's nowhere near as important as it once was, right? It's not something that, the vows don't really mean that much. Like, I'm not saying that's what I believe. I'm saying that's how things are going. How's that echo, by the way, Denizen? Did I fix the issue? Are we still... Absolutely, Panchuchin. Yeah, 100%. John Blintzler, good to see you, man. Thank you for joining in, bro. Cheers. Cheers, 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 for real. Thanks for coming in, guys. Always appreciate the support. You guys are the bomb. Thank you very much. You guys rock, dude. You guys rock. Seriously. It's always good to see y'all in here. Always good to talk, man. I really hope to be able... Okay, cool. Thank you, Panchuchin. I really hope to be able to keep going with this, man. You guys, like, you make my day, man, for real. It means a lot. Seriously. Alright, so this is Cory Booker. Those eyes, man, like... I think the really wide eyes, that has to come... Is it? Fuck, dude. I'm trying to... I need a mic, like a good mic. You know what I mean? I need something... Because I have my input volume up to max. But I definitely need to invest in a good mic. I think a good mic would change the entire game. But this guy... He's a good actor, right? Like, you gotta give it to him.
Why? Because the state, if you can make Alex Padilla forcibly kneel before this executive, when does it stop? He's a United States senator. And if you could force him...
That's a lie. They didn't forcibly make him kneel. He was interrupting a press conference. And they had, that's the thing with this, right, is they're grasping at straws. They had the video. They have video of him being asked multiple times, hey, man, like, calm down. Wait for her to finish speaking. You're interrupting this thing. And he wouldn't stop. And he kept going. He's trying to push past people. So they said, get the fuck out, dude. That's a senator. He knows there's process. He knows that. This is all theater, bro.
To kneel to his knees violently, when does it stop? What does it say to other Americans who want to speak up? What does it say to other Americans that want to exercise their constitutional duty? What does it say to other Americans this weekend when they want to peacefully protest?
Oh yeah, they look like absolute wackos, man. Like, it'd honestly be scary. And you know, over in Russia, yeah, of course you have the right to speak out against something. And if something's actually wrong, I fully support people speaking out against it. But this is fake outrage. My man even had the balls to say, peacefully protesting. Can you fucking believe that shit? Can you fucking believe the balls on this guy? These people make me sick. Seriously. They are the most dishonest fucking leeches. And I think they know it's coming to a head. You know? Yeah, dude. Panchuchin, it's wild to me. Absolutely crazy. The fact that they think that just by saying something, which of course, the people who fall in line with them, all the little drones and stuff that they have, they're going to parrot this same thing. Even if you showed them the video, they would completely deny their eyes and follow along with whatever is being said.
What does it say to other Americans from humble backgrounds who know poverty? That if a United States senator who stands up to do his job can be made to heel, driven to his knees, violently handcuffed, what does it say? What message does it send? Everybody in this body should see that this is a crossroads. They treated a member of the United States Senate violently after he identified himself, dragged him out of a room, threw him upon the ground, and put him in handcuffs. Every member of this body should object to that.
Fake
Why?
fucking news, bro.
Because the statement was that he was disrespectful. That is unacceptable. That is offensive. That is un-American. When you drive a man to his knees in the United States of America, that is wrong. That is wrong. That is wrong.
Yeah, he's not mad about them taking him to the ground. What he's mad at is people in our government are now going to start getting consequences for their actions. And these people have lived above the law for decades upon fucking decades. That's what he's angry about. If he's angry about anything. Because essentially what he's saying here is, that's a congressperson. You shouldn't do anything to him like that. But like, it's on video. He knows it's bullshit. I'm so glad they're losing.
This is a test. This is a crossroads. This is a day in which the character of this body will be defined.
Absolutely wild. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that real? It was almost not for nothing that the American administration has taken this step together with us. In recent years, we have promoted laws in most U.S. states which determine that strong action is to be taken whoever tries to boycott Israel. That's from 2020. But that's crazy. I'd like to see what Barron Trump has to say about a lot of this stuff. He was, like, he grew up with all this shit. Absolutely. See, that's a big difference, isn't it? Big difference. W patriarchy, L gaytriarchy. Seriously. Big fucking L here, dude. Big ass L. Big fucking W here, bro. Big W. Yes, I follow Destiny just so I can fucking cringe at what he posts. Can't stand that piece of shit. No way. So he was even getting arrested as a kid, huh? Yeah, Panchuchin. Yeah. You're right. I need to calm down. I know. You're right.
Run, bros!
How is that like a winning take? That's so crazy to me. One of the bleakest days in her career. Yeah, it's crazy. They're grasping, dude. They're grasping at straws so hard right now. It's insane. What? Is that real? Holy. I have no idea, Panchuchin. It's crazy to me. And you know, like the biggest thing to me that really blows my mind is instead of doing everything you can to attract people to your ideology, they do the exact opposite. So they push people away by going to the farthest extreme they possibly can. And then when you start to, like, people start to repel away from it, they, like, chastise them. You're a bad person. It's fucking wild, dude. I don't like that. Just from a common sense standpoint, it is absolutely wild that that's used as a strategy. It might have worked at one point, but like it doesn't work anymore. It's just crazy that it even worked to begin with, you know? So I'm going to look into this right now. USAID official and 3 company executives pled guilty in fraud and bribery scheme involving at least 14 contracts worth over $550 million. USAID official Roderick Watson took bribes, was showered with lavish gifts, including cash, laptops, thousands of dollars in tickets to a suite at an NBA game, a country club wedding, down payments on 2 residential mortgages, cell phones, and jobs for relatives. In exchange for the bribe payments, Watson influenced the award of contracts by manipulating the procurement process at USAID. Watson faces a maximum penalty of 15 years in prison. Give him the fucking maximum. Give him the maximum. If this is true, if we're going to stop corruption in this country, there needs to be serious consequences for these kinds of things. And who are the CEOs? I mean, he pled guilty. That's straight from the Department of Justice. Vistant, Aprio. So Vistant and Aprio were the two companies that were involved in this scheme. Is this some fucking WHO shit? I think that's what this is. Hold on, dude, get off my screen. We believe big challenges require dynamic solutions and apply unparalleled global experience and technical depth to advancing missions around the world. See, these are big, absolutely, Panchuchin. The max sentence. 100%. That's crazy that that's real. And, like, that's not even in the news cycle right now. Like, that is corruption. That's what that is. There's no way of getting around that. At all. Yeah, World Economic Forum, absolutely. Yeah, wouldn't doubt it. Advanced healthcare leverage new technologies to create more efficient and cost-effective healthcare solutions. Let's see what these guys do. Modern systems, better care. Talking about how, like, they keep talking about how good of a job they do, but what do, right? We provide federal health agencies with comprehensive solutions to increase resource capacity, improve health workforce productivity, and manage data for personalized health services. With deep technical and programmatic capabilities, Vistant leverages the value of technology to make care more efficient and effective, all while driving down costs and promoting positive health management and stewardship. Our work supports federal health care services in increasing economic and social well-being and improving the lives of Americans. So here's my question, right? When it comes to something like this, the thing that really interests me is they become somewhat fixated on, like, the number cost of specific things, but they don't take into account that the more influence the federal government has on something like healthcare, the more taxes are going to be given. So it's still being paid for, right? It's very simple. What's up, Volstead? Yeah, man, no sweat. Hey, man, great video, dude. I saw that. That was a good video on the armor that's being used by these guys over there. That's very informative. Thank you. Supports federal healthcare services, increasing economic and social well-being. Innovation. We help agencies perform, strengthen, and modernize our nation's healthcare system. How? We build solutions that leverage complex federal healthcare systems to deliver effective clinical care nationwide. What solutions? We provide comprehensive technical and clinical solutions to ensure patients across the country have access to quality care. How much is that going to cost the taxpayer? This is what I was just looking at. There's so much broad language here. Like, what the fuck do they do? What the fuck happened there? Yeah, Panchuchin. Yeah. He does have a channel, bro. It's good, man. Check him out. For real. Yeah, he did a video on the different types of armor that the riot police were wearing. It's really, really interesting video. Definitely recommend it, man. Yeah, Panchuchin, it does, dude. It does. It's just a lot of big talk. Reshapes industries by integrating cutting-edge technologies. What technologies? Optimizing processes. How? It's his same tag right there. And enhancing customer experiences to drive innovation and long-term business success. We specialize in cloud computing. See, how? So they're pushing for AI in government, at least in the healthcare industry. That's what it sounds like to me. Machine learning, AI. You can do that with AI too. You can analyze data with AI. So these guys are getting these like massive contracts just to punch some stuff into a computer and let a computer handle it. We continuously adapt to emerging technologies and modernize legal legacy systems. Modernize AI. Like that's what I'm. This is the big thing, because this right here is the only specific that they've given. Everything else has been incredibly broad terms. Like it's all been very, very, very broad language they've used in describing what they do, because they're not actually like saying what they do. They're just talking about how fucking good they are at doing whatever the fuck they do. We continuously adapt to emerging technologies and modernize legacy systems, and we apply an agile approach that enables businesses to expand and stay healthy in the rapidly changing digital landscape. See, like that's an agile approach. Well, what's the approach? We adapt to emerging technologies and modernize legacy systems. Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta call my family real quick. 1 second. Let me make sure. Sorry about that, guys. Family's big right now. I have a family member. He's real sick, and just trying to stay on top of that. Yes, emergent AI. Exactly. Sorry about the lack of chat reading there, gents. I my family comes before everything else. So I open up their capabilities, and what's the first tab? AI development. They're moving closer towards it. That's the goal. That's how they're going to bolster this. That's how they're and they're getting. What's up, BBP? '07, brother. '07. But that's the crux of this, right? And USAID, BBP. I don't know if you saw this, but a USAID official and 3 corporate execs all pled guilty to a decade-long bribery scheme involving over $550 million in contracts. Essentially, this guy, Roderick Watson, he worked for USAID. He was a contractor. He manipulated the system on how they accept things so they could get massive contracts for these companies. We're looking into Vistant right now. And then the other one is Aprio, which I'm going to look into that here in just a second. This is pretty big news, honestly, because they pled guilty, all 4 of them. So they're not even fighting it. They're caught dead to rights. But I'm looking into these companies, and what this Vistant company is so far, looking through their website, it has been nothing but just them sucking themselves the entire time. And talking about how good they are at what they do, and how what they're doing is revolutionizing the markets and stuff without actually saying what they do. And then they give little snippets. And essentially, what it seems like is they're just using AI to, they're punching in, a problem into an AI and utilizing that, right? That's essentially, everything comes back to AI. And they got these massive contract. Yeah, exactly, BBP. Exactly. It's fucking stupid, dude. I don't get it. I don't understand, bro. But yeah, but that's Vistant. I want to check out this Aprio company. Aprio. This is all healthcare. And in going through this, at least in the other the Vistant website, it was like they were advocating for getting the federal government more involved with healthcare. That's what it always comes back to. That I promise you, that right there will be their primary selling point to get the government more involved in healthcare. They're going to talk about how it's going to lower the costs, right? That's what they're going to harp on. They're not going to tell you about how much taxes would have to go up for something like that. They're going to harp on, they're going to focus solely on the cost you see on the bill from whoever versus how much money in the long term is going to have to be shelled into something like this. And with everything we've seen and how the government fucking wastes constantly, they're not good with the way they allocate funding. It's not like the government does every little thing fucking wrong, but things they do wrong, they do monumentally wrong. And I'm just, in my opinion, I'm not willing to give them the power to fucking, control something like this. You know what I mean? Not willing to do it. Fuck that. Especially with the way they've essentially created a false market with pharmaceutical companies. This is not bullshit. Mandatory carry. Oh yeah. Heard. But so like if you go on the Congressional Budget Office's website, it was April 2021. Research and development. I think it's funding, yeah. This shit's crazy, dude. Like when you think about how much money these people in Congress make off of their stock portfolios, it's literally like this right here. So they affect R&D decisions, and R&D is it makes up about 75 to 85% of spending. You can look these statistics up; it's all true. R&D makes up about 75 to 85% of all spending when it comes to the pharmaceutical process. There's no number given. At least I couldn't find one, and I was looking into this shit for a while. I couldn't find one, but there's no number given to give like a percentage on what amount of that money is taxpayers' dollars, right? Because the research and development, especially in the early stages, is the most risky of the entire process, you know? So they increase demand for the drugs, which encourages new drug development by fully or partially subsidizing the purchase of prescription drugs through a variety of federal programs, including Medicare and Medicaid. So they're already getting our tax dollars, and they're using that to increase the demand for the new drugs that come out. And then they also increase the supply of new drugs. So it says it funds basic biomedical research that provides a scientific foundation for the development of new drugs by private industry. That's R&D. Additionally, tax credits, both those available to all types of companies and those available to drug companies for developing treatments of uncommon diseases, provide incentives to invest in R&D. The deductions from the R&D investment can be used to reduce tax liabilities immediately rather than over the life of that investment. So my question here is, do they get deducted the amount that's spent from taxpayers' dollars? Can they deduct that on their taxes? And then this is the craziest thing to me, right? This right here is like where I can't fathom how people don't see something wrong with this. The patent system and certain statutory provisions that delay FDA approval of generic drugs provides pharmaceutical companies with a period of market exclusivity where competition is legally restricted. What's up, Mad Matt? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in, bro. But like, this is fucking insane to me. So they pay for the drugs to get, we pay for the drugs to get made, and we pay the money that buys them. And then our own laws delay the FDA approval of generic drugs, which are cheaper, which essentially gives these pharmaceutical companies, they own the market on that drug for a period of time. We legally restrict competition for that. And they make ass loads of profit. And let me tell you, when a company is making profits, the stock is going up. That's why it says right here, during that time, they can maintain higher prices on a patented product than they otherwise could, which makes new drugs more profitable, thereby increases drug companies' incentives to invest in R&D. Now, I don't think that, like, R&D is fully, like 100% taxpayers' dollars. I do believe that these companies invest in it, but Gishal Biawali, I think his name is. Gishal Biawali, Bishal Gyalwali, something like that. He's a doctor. I can pull it up. He was going into how industry investment doesn't come until like most of the risk has been mitigated, which helps bolster their stock prices in itself. It's less outgo, or like less wasted money, right? And then people wonder how people in Congress get these insane fucking stock portfolios over time. I mean, like, dude, our laws manipulate the stock market. Am I fucking off base here? I mean, this doesn't even seem like... This doesn't seem like a tinfoil hat thing. It just says it, you know? And then it says, third, some federal policies affect the number of new drugs by influencing both demand and supply. For example, the federal recommendations for specific vaccines increase the demand for those vaccines and provide an incentive for drug companies to develop new ones. Additionally, federal regulatory policies that influence returns on drug R&D can bring about increases and decreases in both supply and demand for new drugs. So, what's wild to me is our government created this system. And they obviously abuse it. Because how else, like, are they all just fucking stock geniuses? No. There's no way. But then people want to advocate for giving these people total fucking control of the money that's spent on this? Like, that's ridiculous to me. How's that even, like, a thought? Because at that point, the government can just use taxpayers' dollars to boost their own stock portfolios, at least the ones they have in the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah, no problem, Matt. Yeah. This was something where it was one of my first streams that I did where I went over this. But like, this is why I'm so violently against, like, universal health care taken from taxpayers' dollars. Like, if anything, if our government actually wanted to advocate for us, they would have clauses in these contracts that they write to these pharmaceutical companies to have that money put back into the healthcare system. At least, like, you know, paying for some of these, like, outrageously fucking expensive medical procedures and stuff. And that's not a socialist idea, right? Like, that is, the taxpayers paid for this. Okay? So this is not something where, you know, we're taken from the rich. That has nothing to do with this. You know, like, our money is already mitigating their risk. But that's why I'm so against, like, any kind of healthcare that's taken from the taxpayers, simply because we're already fucking paying for this shit. It's wild to me. Yep. And they have their own court. 100%, dude. 100%. And the government, like, waives them from liability. You know, that was one thing we were reading on. Here, I can bring this up. One thing we were reading on in that stream was... I forget, it was like a 10-year period. Let's go 2010 to 2019. How many drugs were recalled in the U.S.? So the average amount of money that's spent in R&D on one medication is like just under a billion to just over 2 billion, right? And this is the crazy thing to me, dude. So like look, in 2019 alone, there were 2,163 enforcement reports for drug product recall. Now, a lot of these, what happened is they turned into what they call a terminated recall, and terminated recall is just where either they adjusted the thing or whatever, and the product was put back out to where it was like safe. But there's just a wild amount of these where they were just completely taken off the market and with no recourse at all. We're talking from June 2012 to August 2023. 1 second. Hey BBP, yeah man, yeah dude, same bro, same. I'm an egomaniac, so I love to think that like my position on things is the truly common sense position. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's always good to see like minds, dude, for real, 100%. Yeah, Matt, exactly, dude. They have insane amounts of power, unbridled, and just hey, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. But yeah, I mean, these people have insane, unbridled amounts of power, bro. Insane, unbridled amounts of power. They are completely washed clean of any recourse for anything they do. And it's not like this shit's new, bro. This shit's been going on for fucking years. You know what I mean? Like, I get they're smart, right? But they do shit wrong. Anything that does not, like, here's my thing, right? Anything that doesn't do something perfectly should never have unbridled power. And that's where I derive my end conclusion of nothing should have unbridled power. That's not the world we live in, obviously. That's a pipe dream, right? There's always going to be some element of unbridled power that gets passed around. But that's just my opinion, you know. Like, these people get stuff wrong, you know, in 10 years, just with medications, 15,710. That's failures. No recourse. And our FDA approved this shit. You know what I mean? That's a failure of government as well. So, anyway, but this, so anyone who hasn't been, yeah, 100%, dude. Anyone who hasn't been following along up until now, this is the USAID official and 3 corporate executives pled guilty to a decade-long bribery scheme involving over $550 million in contracts. So we looked through Vistant, looked over Aprio, both healthcare shit, both advocating for more federal government in the healthcare system. After looking through this, fuck that. Because they're already making a shitload of money off of our tax dollars. It's fucking insane. So, in addition, Aprio and Vistant, both of which contracted with USAID, have agreed to admit criminal liability and enter into a 3-year deferred prosecution agreement in connection with criminal informations filed today in the District of Maryland. As part of these resolutions, both Aprio and Vistant admitted to engaging in a conspiracy to commit bribery of a public official and securities fraud. And the securities fraud, by and large, is they get these massive contracts from the government, their fucking stock goes up. Are they on the market? Here, hold on. could be wrong here, so stay with me. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It's not publicly traded at all. Okay, what about Aprio? These are both private companies. Ah! No, that's Aptito. Okay. Aptio. Okay. So I wonder how securities fraud comes into that. Okay, well, I was wrong there. I was wrong. So the DPA's entered in with Aprio and Vistant require each company to, among other obligations, provide ongoing cooperation with and disclosures to the Justice Department, implement a compliance and ethics program, and report to Justice Department regarding remediation and implementation of these compliance measures. They need to, dude, no, okay, the companies themselves, right? That's one thing, but these four, they all need to get the maximum sentence for this. The maximum fucking sentence. Like, there has to be some level of accountability in this. Government corruption is so fucking rife today. This is a prime example of that. Like, no fucking sweetheart deal. No, hey, we pled guilty, so we get a slap on the wrist. None of that bullshit. Put him in fucking prison. If the status quo in this country, yeah, 100% BBP. Yes, Panchuchin, exactly. Throw him in prison. If the status quo in this country is no one is above the law, then we need serious penalties for people doing bullshit like this. Like there's an argument some people like to make where, well, it's taxpayers' dollars, so it's a victimless crime. Fuck that, dude. We're paying tax dollars for the benefit of our own citizens. Why the fuck is it going to, like, schemes? We get booked for going 2 miles over the speed limit. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. No, it's insane, dude. It's insane. So they entered in with Aprio and Vistant, require each company to, among other obligations, provide ongoing cooperation with, blah, 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 blah. The defendants sought to enrich themselves at the expense of American taxpayers through bribery and fraud. Their scheme violated the public trust by corrupting the federal government's procurement process. Anybody who cares about good and effective government should be concerned about the waste, fraud, and abuse in government agencies, including USAID. Rest in fucking piss, dude. Rest in piss, bro. Like, I'm so glad that is not a government agency anymore. Like, it as you can see, shouldn't have been a thing. Those who engage in bribery schemes to exploit the U.S. SBA's vital economic programs for small businesses, whether individuals or corporations acting through them, will be held to account. Prison. Send them to fucking prison. That's what needs to happen. Watson was entrusted to serve the interests of the American people, not his own, and his criminal actions for his own personal gain undermine the integrity of our public institutions. Public trust is a hallmark of our nation's values, so corruption within a federal government agency is intolerable. This office, along with our law enforcement partners, will continue to pursue and prosecute corruption at every level to ensure accountability and protect public trust. But not some fucking, like, theatrical ritual side, right? Not like, oh, we got the conviction. He's on probation for a year. Like, that's fucking crazy. They need to go to fucking prison. Bottom line. And not one of the good ones either. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good, Volstead. All right. The guilty pleas reflect the guilty pleas reflect the FBI's unwavering commitment to hold accountable all those who abuse the authority and responsibility of public service. Prison. And they need to send that fucking, I forget if she's a senator. Who's the McKee lady? McIver. Yeah, the House rep. Fucking prison, bro. She punched a police officer. Or a federal agent. One of the two. I forget. Yeah, fucking prison, dude. It's the same thing, like, it's the same thing. They're trying to spin this, like with fucking old Cory Booker over there. They're trying to spin this, and hold on 1 second. Mad Matt, unfortunately, setting an example may not deter a lot of these types of evil people. Sounds like a messed situation. No, 100%. I mean, I get it, right? I get it. It's a little bit of a pie in the sky idea, because whoever's in power is more than likely going to favor people that are, within their own group, under their umbrella, right? That's just how it goes. But we should wait. Hold on, is today Father's Day? Okay, no, it's Sunday. Good. All right. Whew, scared me there for a second, man. My the man who took the father role in my life is, oh, what's up, Scott? Good to see you, man. The man who took the father role in my life, he's real sick right now, and I live like 600, 700 miles away, so I just try to keep in touch with him as much as possible. I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger. I was a real bad drug addict for about 10 years, 9 years roughly. It's like from when I was 16 until I was 25. And I destroyed the relationship that I had with them. And, God has just worked fucking wonders in my life, bro. Completely changed everything about me. I mean, I'm nowhere near the same person that I was. What's going on, Scott? Oh, it's all good, man. Yeah. I'm kind of touching on a bunch of different stuff right now, man. I didn't have like any kind of, thank you, Matt. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, but he's real sick, and he's on hospice, and I just love him to death. I want to. I had someone I really loved pass away before I got sober, and I never got to rebuild the relationship that I destroyed. And God has blessed me with a lot of changes in my life, and one of those changes was focusing on building the relationship with the family that I still have, and I'm just incredibly grateful. Like, God is so good, and it's one of those things where it's like, God is good because I don't deserve it, and not even in like a negative way, right? Like, I just, that's just how I live my life. Like, that's where my gratitude comes from. Just, I see what kind of person I am, where I go in life without God, and with God is so good, man. Oh, if you could see, dude, I am goose bumped up, bro. BBP, I'm 32. Turned 32 in February. I'll get back into this Department of Justice article here. It says, you're 38? You sound like I was under the impression you were around my age, man. Not in like, I hope you don't. And guys, hey, thank y'all for the prayers, man. Really appreciate it, bro. It means a lot, for real. Hey, Panchuchin, that's all God, bro. That's all God. You know, like, it's funny, you know, a lot of people, they say, like, man, you know, like, you really did a good job, like, you know, getting off dope and all that. And really, dude, I was just a part. I was just a part of that whole thing, man. I mean, God sent a friend of mine who I got high with back home up here to Alabama, and he got sober 3 years before I moved up here. And he reached out to my family to tell them how good it was. And this is a family that I had destroyed my relationship with them, criminally trespassed from their house. Okay? Like, I was a real piece of shit. And they reached out to me, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude. You know what's crazy, BBP? So one of the ways that one of the things that helped me get sober was the 12 steps. And there's a 12-step program specifically for heroin addiction. It's Heroin Anonymous. And man, it is insane, dude. Like, how many people come in, and you know, it's like people will they'll get off the needle for a little while, and then out of nowhere, dude. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Oh yeah, Matt. Dude, 100%, bro. Yeah, I can't really. Even though, like, I posted that, because that video, the is it possible to get sober video that I put up, that's from a Twitch stream that I did well over a year ago. And you know, I go into it, but if I were to, like, go into the dirty details, they'd shut me down. But this no yeah. Anyway, so essentially what I was getting at earlier, I kind of rambled there for a second, but God just put everything in my life exactly the way that it needed to be put into my life for me to finally surrender. The right people, the right place, the right time. I mean, everything was perfect. Like, I was just there for it. Like, I just gave up. I gave up trying to control the ship. That's really, like, it when it comes to that, you know. God is so good, man. Anyway, so let's get back to this. Corruption in government programs will not be tolerated. Watson abused his position of trust for personal gain while federal contractors engaged in a pay-to-play scheme. Acting Assistant Inspector General for Investigation Sean Bottery of the USAID Office of Inspector General Oh shit, dude. How was Woodstock 94? I've only seen videos. It looked wild. I was 1 year old then, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. That totally makes sense. Yeah, man. Oh, dude. There's not a lot out today, you know. There's not a lot of good music coming out today, man. There's some, right? Like, here and there, but you know, I think, like, in 1991 you got What were all like the massive albums that came out in 1991 in like 3 weeks of each other? The Black Album, Pearl Jam's 10, Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Bad Motorfinger, Nevermind, dude. Insane. Yeah. Primus sucks. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Congrats, Scott. Holy shit, dude. Good for you, brother. That's amazing. I could only dream. I don't do drugs. I haven't done drugs in 7 years. Well, it'll be 7 years in October. But I started drinking. I've been keeping that within the rails though. It's been all right. Something that I could definitely use to lose, you know. But System of a Down, sick man. Hell yeah, dude. I was really into the hardcore and techno rave scene. I know lots of people in these chats are not into that at all, but some of the best music I've ever heard is hardcore techno, but I like all music. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of the EDM that comes out today, there's some really good stuff, dude. There's some really good stuff. It seems like some of that is you got to kind of dig a little bit to find it, but it's still crushing, dude. Oof, man. Yeah, Dire Straits, Pink Floyd, Metallica. Hell yeah, dude. USAID OIG is firmly committed to rooting out fraud and corruption within U.S. foreign assistance programs. Today's announcement underscores our unwavering focus on exposing criminal activity, including bribery schemes and those entrusted to faithfully award government contracts. We appreciate our long-standing partnership with the Department of Justice in holding accountable those who defraud American taxpayers. Here's my question, right? Is this going to be the only thing that's brought to light? I highly fucking doubt it. I'm like, in a big way, dude, I think there's lots more of this going on. That's just no one can convince me otherwise. There has to be just unbridled abuse of this system here. Like, look at all the stuff that they were funding overseas with no like tangible example of what it did. It said, well, this is what this did over here, like, you know, trans opera in Afghanistan or something. Did that even happen? Like, you'd think if that actually happened, that place would go up in flames. Like, that's insane. Watson exploited his position at USAID to line his pockets with bribes in exchange for more than $550 million in contracts. While he helped 3 company owners and presidents bypass the fair bidding process, he was showered with cash and lavish gifts. I'm much older and just want to time travel for just one night. Yeah, man. Oh, Mad Matt, dude. I'd like to, like, we can expand on that sometime, dude. I would love to see what you got. Like, you got old vinyls? Dude, I love vinyls, man. I love vinyls. Watson exploited his position at USAID to line his pockets with bribes. Blah, 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 blah. He was showered with cash and lavish gifts. The chief Guy Fico of IRS criminal investigation. Through its financial crime investigations, IRSCI works to protect taxpayers' dollars and ensure government funds are awarded based on merit, not corruption. Excuse me. In close accordance with our law enforcement partners, IRSCI helped put an end to their greed and criminal conduct. Now Watson and his co-conspirators will face justice. Prison. They need to go to prison. According to court documents, beginning in 2013, Watson, while a USAID contracting officer, agreed with Britt, who was Britt part of? Daryl Britt from Aprio. Agreed with Britt to receive bribes in exchange for using Watson's influence to award contracts to Aprio. As a certified small business under the SBA contracting program, which helps socially and economically disadvantaged businesses, Aprio could access lucrative federal contracting opportunities through set-asides and sole source contracts exclusively available to eligible contractors without a competitive bid process. Vistant was a subcontractor to Aprio on one of the contracts awarded through Watson's influence. So yeah, unfortunately, Volstead, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're right there, man. Yeah, there would have to be like an insane push for like that would take so long too, man. Insanely long. Vistant was a subcontractor to Aprio on one of the contracts awarded through Watson's influence. After Aprio graduated from the SBA program, it was no longer eligible to be a prime contractor for new contracts with USAID under this program. The scheme shifted so that Vistant became the prime contractor and Aprio became the subcontractor on USAID contracts awarded through Watson's influence between 2018 and 2022. Okay, so they had Aprio as the main contractor and Vistant as the subcontractor, and then they just switched them in order to keep the money going. During the scheme, Britt and Barnes paid bribes to Watson that were often concealed by passing them through Young, who was the president of another subcontractor to Aprio and Vistant. Who was that, though? Hold on. Wait a minute. Paul Young. Why aren't they saying the company name? Yeah. Why aren't they saying the company name? It's just another subcontractor. E4 Logics. Oh, fuck. Alright. Boys, we're going down a rabbit hole. We're going down a rabbit hole. Okay. Why didn't they want to say the name? That's interesting. Because you can see all the connections right here on his LinkedIn page. Hold on. E4 Logics Incorporated. I think this is why. Because it looks like this company, yeah, it has Department of Defense contracts. It's got to be important to him somehow, right? That's why they didn't want to drop that, because people would look this up and they'd immediately see DoD contracts. And then on the Navy website, they're listed as taking care of the IT. That's so crazy. Huh. But that's why he was the president of another subcontractor instead of Aprio or Vistant. He was E4 Logics. But they got his ass. They got his ass. All right. During the scheme, Britt and Barnes were paid bribes to Watson that were often concealed by passing them through Young, who was the president of their subcontractor, to Aprio and Vistant. Britt and Barnes also regularly funneled bribes to Watson, including cash, laptops, thousands of dollars in tickets to a suite at an NBA game, a country club wedding, down payments on 2 residential mortgages, cell phones, and jobs for relatives. The bribes were also often concealed through electronic bank transfers, falsely listing Watson on payroll, incorporated shell companies, and false invoices. Watson is alleged to have received bribes valued at more than approximately $1 million. In exchange for the bribe payments, Watson influenced the award of contracts to Aprio and Vistant by manipulating the procurement process at USAID through various means, including recommending their companies to other USAID decision makers for non-competitive contract awards, disclosing sensitive procurement information during the competitive bidding process, and providing positive performance evaluations to a government agency and approving decisions on the contract, such as increased funding and security clearance. Aprio and Vistant also agreed to resolve concurrently with the Justice Department and its separate Civil False Claims Act investigations relating to the bribery scheme. Dude, Pantera's great, man. Rest in peace, Dimebag Darrell, bro. Charlie. Overview of Vistant Securities fraud scheme. According to court documents in 2022, Barnes and Watson defrauded a licensed small business investment company in furtherance of the bribery scheme by inducing it into executing a credit agreement with Vistant. Through the credit agreement, Barnes causes Vistant to issue stock warrants that, if exercised, would result in the SBIC having a 40% equity stake in Vistant. The credit agreement also provided for a $14 million loan to Vistant, from which Barnes could pay himself a $10 million dividend. Holy shit. Prior to executing a credit agreement, Watson agreed at Barnes' request to speak with the SBIC about Vistant's performance as a government contractor on USAID contracts. When speaking with the SBIC, Watson admitted that Barnes had bribed Watson to obtain USAID contracts for years. Watson's endorsement of Vistant thereafter induced the SBIC to enter into the credit agreement with Barnes. And like when you look through the Aprio and the Vistant website, they are huge, massive supporters of the federal government getting more involved with healthcare. And then they're doing shit like this behind the scenes. Of course they want the federal government to get in. They want their blank checks, man. Like that's, to me, that's what it seems like, right? Alright. That's pretty fucking wild, I do gotta say. Alright. that no one ever cared about. What? Dude, Harry Potter's one of the, like, largest fucking uh, worlds built. It maybe doesn't rival like Star Wars or something, but it's a household name. That's crazy. Ooh, this guy, big based, but I can't read any of his shit. These are just the schemes we know about too. Exactly, dude. Exactly. That's just the stuff that's come to light. There's like the known unknowns, known knowns, unknown knowns, and then unknown unknowns. Shit, dude. Man, yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Without a doubt, dude. Like this level of corruption is so fucking entrenched into our government at this point that like that's why there was so much support for the drain the swamp movement. It's because this shit it just goes on and on and on. U.S. government saying they didn't know and weren't involved is questionable at best. Well, I mean, yeah, if the government wants to say they did, I highly doubt that. You know, like because they were actively involved. I mean, it was the guy that was at the USAID who was doing this, and he was utilizing the government to award these contracts to Aprio, Vistant, and the other E4 Logics or whatever. Um, and it's the same thing when like when Obama said, "Oh, I didn't know that the NSA was secretly spying on like millions of people." 100% Panchuchin, yeah. Yeah, it's laughable and insulting at best. 100%, dude. Oh, insulating. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. It's just like when Obama was saying that there are but two parties in America right now: patriots and traitors. True, I agree. I fucking agree. There's Barack Obama and his husband. Ugh. The assault. These people they make me fucking sick, dude. I can't stand them. You should be seeing subtle improvements to your post recommendations, especially for more banger posts from small accounts. My feed has noticeably improved. Not yet great, but pretty good. What do you think was the greatest error the United States ever made? What do you guys think? Oh, yeah, you did mean insulting. Yeah, no, it's 100% insulting, dude. It's crazy. Hold on. Absolutely fucking wild. That's the thing, right? Like, I remember myself when I was a kid. We were brought up with this idea that the people who work for the government are like the top tier citizens in the country. That's what's like fucking corked into our soft spots when we're little kids, you know? I mean, genuinely, that's where I think like my rage and distaste for the government really comes from. The fact that I was lied to my entire fucking childhood. Yeah. Based, Rachel Wilson. Based. God. 100%. 100%. Yeah, without a doubt, dude. I totally agree, Scott, for sure. Just threw a rock through my neighbor's window. Please pray for me as I defend myself from their aggression. uh, how do they let these people near kids, bro? That's fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, I don't even think I'm not convinced yet that this is like this right here had anything to do with like the protests or anything. I'm not convinced. This looks like a block party. This doesn't look like a protest. Oh, dude, you're good, man. You're good. Yeah, Panchuchin, 100%. That's where my anger comes from. It specifically comes from the fact that I was fucking lied to my entire life. Now I can't trust anything they say. And what's crazy is they still have that hook in people. I guys, I think this is going to be the Democrat nominee in 2028 for sure, 100%, without a doubt. I'm almost like 100% convinced he is going to be the one that they put into office, or that they're going to at least have run for them. I'm 100%. Ooh, maybe you shouldn't show that, but dude, this is getting hot, bro. This is getting crazy. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. By the way, guys, it's starting to rain right now and thunder and stuff. So if my internet goes out, sorry about that. No, you're good. No, I'm good, my man. Sorry, a couple friends came up earlier, and I was letting them crash. Love you too. You guys have a good day. Yo, come look at this real quick, bro. Come look at this real quick. I no 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 no, dude. Dude, look at that shit. I have no idea what the fuck happened, bro.
Like last night or
Yeah, dude.
like when it
Remember when it gave out? Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck caused that, but it definitely buckled.
Yeah, dude, how swollen that shit is right here.
Bro, you might want to go get that looked at if you can. It didn't look good.
I know it don't. Yeah. I'll figure something out. But anyway. Sorry about that, guys. I apologize. Oh, I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, Scott. I'm not afraid to say it. Yeah, I have no problem with people knowing what city I'm in. This is we I'm a I'm a big 2A fan. Let's just put it that way. I really, man, I don't like this. I don't know. I don't like this. This is bad, dude. This is bad. Did you guys see this one?
Threatened you, you have a right on him. We also have
Fucking based, right? Isn't that fucking amazing? Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude, this is fucking terrible, man. I hate to use like God's name in vain, but I don't like it, bro. This guy with the crazy eyes, you know what I mean? Oh shit. It's Flag Day tomorrow, right? That's why like people are that's where the parade's going through. Yeah, dude, Grady Judd. So I'm from Pinellas County. That's like 2 or 3 counties to the west. I mean, I'm like Pinellas County is a little peninsula that sticks off of Florida. You got like Pinellas, Hillsborough, and then I'm pretty sure Polk is right on the other side. Here, hold on. Let's no, I don't. Yeah, so it's like this is where I'm from. So this is Pinellas County, and then you got Tampa here, which that's Hillsborough County, and then Lakeland here. This is Polk County. So that was like the big thing with a bunch of like people like me, right? Was if you're gonna mess around and like do dope and all that shit, you stay over here. Honestly, like up here, this is Pasco County. You're gonna want to stay up there. That's the best place to do it because there's just so many drugs and stuff. But yeah. But yeah, this is I'm from St. Pete, my friend. That's my hometown. I love it. I love it. But I love it here too, man. Birmingham's fantastic, bro. I'm very grateful. Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, St. Pete Beach is cool, man. Did they do all right with those storms that came in? Cause like I remember, so when those storms came in, dude, like it tossed sand all the way over through this entire neighborhood. Yeah, I can find my old neighborhood here. Hold on. There's Norwood. Yep. Wait for it. Wait for it. 22nd Street. There's Haynes Road. Home sweet home, baby. Home sweet home. That's where I grew up. Right there. Angelo's. I don't. There's a little corner store here. Angelo's, yeah. Still Angelo's. That's awesome, dude. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, man. I miss it. You know. I but I've built a whole new life for myself up here, and since I moved up here, dude, they have just like completely built up downtown, and like they've cleaned a lot of shit up too. So none of that shit's gonna go anywhere. Ugh. I got a soft spot for stuff like this because I was really heavy at one point, and seeing heavy folks like in the gym trying to get in shape and better themselves. I That's it's a beautiful thing, bro. Like that's just my opinion, you know. Like nothing speaks more to someone's resilience than perseverance and like actual effort in self-improvement. That's huge. Yeah, 100%, man. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, Ponderosa. Oh man. Ponderosa. Holy shit, dude. That takes me back. And then Ted the smoke what was the damn it, dude. Ted's smoked fish spread. Right? Ted Peters, that's it. Yeah. Dude, if you ever go back, get this smoked fish spread. It is the best dip ever, man. I mean, like, oh, dude, that shit's so good. I'm Floridaing out on you. Yeah, no shit, bro. There's a whole lot of like, see, so this is, I don't mean for this to be a hot take, right? I understand like everyone's opinion on certain issues is valid. I don't really have much of an opinion on like on the whole Israel thing. My big thing is they should be able to support themselves. A country that cannot support itself and defend itself without help from another country, you know? Like, we can't fight nature too long, man. That might be a hot take. I'm sorry. I know but lots of people disagree with that. I don't have. I know, man. I know. It's unfortunate, bro. It sucks, right? Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right, Volstead. They did. 100%. But now we support them. So, paid back. That was an investment in the future. Funny, though, because, like, we got all that money from King Louis, and then when his folks started to rebel, he came back and he was like, hey, guys, can I get some of that money back? We're getting our asses handed to us. We were kind of like, sorry. You know? Yeah, 150%, man. Yeah. Ugh. See, like, when it comes to these kinds of things, these, like, foreign disputes, right? Um, there's so much propaganda. There's so much propaganda. I mean, I don't even know what to take seriously. Yeah, this is was the biggest letdown of the day for me yesterday, man. Um, when he said that we're gonna have 500,000 Chinese students come in, that's fucking crazy. Why? Like, my issue with it is the resources that it would take to properly surveil these people is fucking insurmountable. Yeah, Scott. Yeah, dude. Big L's yesterday, bro. It was a sad day, man. All this stuff kicking off between Israel and Iran, Trump backtracking on immigration. I mean, it's really like I'm. Yesterday was just a bad day, man. This guy's such a freaking wimp, dude. Right, Panchuchin, exactly. That's the issue. It literally is like we have an Achilles heel and we're like putting our foot out to let them cut it.
51 million people. Macron, who's a good man, I said, what are you doing? He goes, we're celebrating World War II, our victory. I said, your victory? Your victory. Tell me about that. And then I called somebody else, and I happened to speak to President Putin at the time. Now, in all fairness to him, he lost 51 million people, and he did fight. Russia fought. Sort of
I
interesting.
know,
isn't it?
dude.
He
I
fought
know.
with us in
Dude, it's
World
so
War II, and
terrible,
everybody
bro.
hates.
It's so terrible. I mean, like, it is, it's, it was a rug pull, man, for real. It was a total fucking rug pull. Like, it makes no sense to me. Unless there was some form of strategy in the things that he's been saying, if he's just bullshitting to get people to stop fucking, like, lighting shit on fire and ruining people's days, if that's it, which I don't know if it is, right? Like, part of me, you know, I'm kind of pessimistic when it comes to government, so part of me, I genuinely think, like, you know, this is actually all going down. But there's just that element of hope, right? Like, maybe this is some kind of strategic move just to say some shit in front of cameras so that way, like, people will start to calm down. Like, I don't know. I can't stand the government, man. That is fucking crazy, dude. If that's real. That missile went straight into the bedroom, killed only him. Yeah, dude. Yeah. See? China's getting involved with this. God dang, dude. I hate to be so fucking black-pilled about this, but, like, I think it's coming, man. I think it's coming, dude. I don't like to be a downer. I was really optimistic about the Trump presidency, and it seems like, dude, you know, I hate that I'm agreeing with Cenk Uygur of all fucking people right now. But, like, I agree, bro. Not a dime, dude. Not a dime. We need to back out, get as far away from all this as possible, focus on what we have going on here, not divert more resources to a foreign war. Like, that's a good picture. I like that. Yeah, so that was, you were talking about up here. It was apparently, so from what this is saying, this is all, this is entirely, like, based on whether or not this is true. But what this looks like is, or what they're saying is, it was an Iranian commander that they hit in his bedroom. Yeah. Yeah, Panchuchin, 100%. Yeah. Without a doubt. It's all these fucking neocons, dude. Warhawks, bro. This is a lefty I've been starting to like. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Scott. That's so they apparently from what that, like, and this is all based on, the context of that being true, right? So bear with me here if I'm wrong, but what they're saying that that was the bedroom of a commander in Iran. They fucking nailed him. Yes, Panchuchin, 100%, dude. 150 fucking percent. This is a lefty I can kind of get behind recently, man. Ethan Klein. Like I don't agree with him on a lot, but he's like somewhat level-headed. Like probably the most level-headed lefty on the internet, I think. Well, aside from Asmongold. Asmongold's pretty level-headed. He's definitely a lefty though. Like he believes in like universal basic income and single-payer healthcare systems, and that's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, because they're trying to kneecap their nuclear program. Like that's what Israel wants to accomplish with these strikes. They're going to completely kneecap their nuclear program, and Ron's pissed. I mean, undoubtedly so. I get it, right? Like they're trying to get a super weapon, and they're getting fucking spanked. I still don't want any part of it. I don't understand why this is a sad photo. Am I missing something? Base, Kevin Sorbo. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, Panchuchin. Asmongold is a smart guy. For sure. Hold on, let's listen to this genius.
Donald Trump has met his match, and his name is Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom has just gotten a big, fat fucking gift from Donald Trump. Trump has put Newsom ahead of the pack, far ahead of the pack for 2028. Because he's the only one who has the balls to be standing up to Donald Trump and fighting him right now. Where are all the other leading Democrats? Where are all the other contenders for 2028? All the governors, where are they? Nowhere. He's the only one. Check out my podcast, The Backroom with Andy Ostroy, wherever you get your podcasts, and check out my writing at substack.com/@AndyOstroy. Donald Trump.
You guys saw that video yesterday. Dude, she's such a cutie, man, for real. Holy. I'm so glad there was pushback on this whole like men and women sports thing, dude. Like that. So the video of Gavin Newsom that he put out. Here, hold on. Let me get out of studio real quick. This one right here.
I want to say a few words about the events of the last few days. This past weekend, federal agents conducted large-scale workplace raids in and around Los Angeles. Those raids continue as I speak. California is no stranger to immigration enforcement, but instead of focusing on undocumented immigrants with serious
this one.
People with
where he literally just fucking lied the entire time. Fucking disgrace, dude. Yeah, it really was, man. I can't stand him, bro. That's why, like, I hope they do run his ass. I don't think they will. I'm pretty sure they're going to run Pete Buttigieg in 2028. That would be their smartest decision. I mean, like, when it comes to the things that he says dumb shit, but it's not, like, drastically dumb. Now, he was a monumental failure at his job when he was over the DOT. I'm in logistics, trust me, bro. Like, I'm not saying, like, I know politics like this and that or whatever, but like he did not do a good job over the DOT. And but he is like, he's a good speaker. He looks at least looks genuine when he talks. And he just seems, which I don't believe he is, but he seems level-headed. And that's what they're going to have to run this next election. They're going to have to run somebody who at least has the perception of being level-headed. Yeah, dude, he's got lizard eyes, Matt. For sure. 100%. Is that even a question? Sharia law should be banned all over the country. Yes, Panchuchin, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, still no accountability for the fires. Still no accountability for that fucking that train wreck in East Palestine, Ohio. That their response was to burn the chemicals. But see, and yeah, no, 100% Panchuchin, you're absolutely right. I really hope they run J.D. Vance as president in 2028. And I still think that he is going to stomp Buttigieg as well. Just because Vance is, Trump, he's good in execution, but his speech isn't all the way there. Like, sometimes he has some fucking bangers when it comes to the way he talks. But then other times he just says really dumb shit. Like when, and I'm not just trying to fucking hate Trump here, dude. I voted for him. I'm glad I voted for him. I may be unhappy with some of the things he's doing right now, and like his kind of backtracking on some of his policies, but without a doubt, unequivocally, he was the best option in this last election. I do not regret my vote. I'm glad I voted for him. It just sucks to see, the kind of stuff that we've seen over the past couple days, But Vance, that's another vote that, like, I'm going to go to the polls and I'm going to fucking Vance, dude. Vance. Like, he's very intelligent. He's an eloquent speaker. And my thing with Vance, right, is in his debate strategy, when he went up against Tim Walz, he was very smart in highlighting the things they agree on, because it broke the perception that this was some weird, like, Yahtzee. You know what I mean? Like, it totally broke that perception from the general public. Because that was the narrative, right? Is like he was, super hardcore far right wing guy, and he got up in front of Tim Walz and would immediately start by, well, I'm sure me and my colleague here agree, and you had Walz going, and it was like, well, at that point, like, you can't fight. Yeah, he did great. Yeah, no, 100%, Panchuchin, absolutely. I mean, like, I was taught a very important piece of advice when I was younger, and that was, if they're selling something to you or trying to get you to vote for them, don't trust them. And I think that is, yeah, 100%, Scott, yeah. But I think that is the thing that, if I had my perfect world, we would live in a country where nobody trusted the government, and it was held to the highest degree of scrutiny constantly. When they do something good, thank you. You did your job. You did what we're paying you to do, right? But the second they go off course and they do wrong shit, They need to be fucking held accountable. Like, that's my perfect worldview, right? Like, when it comes to government. Like, do your function, nothing else. Very easy. Like, when I go to work, I don't start telling other people what to do. I don't make decisions for the business. I go and I execute my function. That's it. I don't advocate the boss to give me more money and more responsibility. Like, that's what the government does. Like, at least in my lifetime, from what I've seen, that's what they do. Yeah, dude, I can't stand Lindsey Graham. He's such a fucking neocon rhino, bro. Based Bandita says, "This was me the day after my dad was deported. You know why I was so happy? Because I lived in a blue city. I watched my dad terrorize my mom and brag about how he gets away with it because the government sees him as a victim. She tried reporting him. She tried getting away. Fortunately, I was brave enough to tell the school that he was an illegal. The same day, immigration officials arrested him and he was gone from our lives. That's why I was happy. That's also why I don't care about your sob stories. The victim mentality from the left allows these criminals to get away with whatever they want. You need to put Americans first." Fucking based, dude. That's incredible. Based. Joey Manarino. Based. Unfollow me if you want, but I don't want American troops dying in any war that doesn't directly affect the American people. Absolutely. What benefit do we get from sending resources and troops to fight foreign wars that we are all paying for? What benefit do we, the American people, get? Their political machine is still in place, has been throughout the campaign. They're going to have a tough time now, though. Got to hold them accountable always. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, this is without a doubt. Like, even, that's the thing, bro. Like, if a government is doing everything perfect, you're just doing your job. Yeah. He does. 100%. They're, I don't think they're doing so hot, dude. TYT. Seems like they lost a shitload of support when he started glazing Trump a little bit. Because he started to glaze Trump there for a bit. Yeah, 100%. See, so this was a game I played for a long time, Destiny 2. Man, Bungie just, like, they've since I started playing the game, they were incredibly, like, fucking political activist bullshit, but they were out interviewing the rioters last I saw. Oh, okay. So was Nick Shirley, and that didn't. I'm surprised anybody talked to him, dude. They hate, like the people who are left, like, because there are rational people that are on the left, right? And you can actually have talks with them and shit. People who are, like, far left, they're so, I mean, there's literally, their red line is literally everywhere. Their red line is a circle that you have to stand in, and you can't step outside of that circle. Otherwise, you're ostracized. See, I never got into WoW. And it wasn't that I didn't give it a chance. It was that a lot of my friends, I grew up pretty poor, right? So, like, I didn't have a computer to play that and all that, you know? Like, I have the most shit I've ever had in my life right now, and that's just from working. But a lot of my friends played WoW growing up, and they all told me that I should try and get into it. I just never had a computer, didn't have the money for it. And by the time, like, I got to a position where, you know, I could do that, the game was like 20 years old, you know? We are kidding ourselves if we think we're not going to get involved in another Middle East regime change. It would be a miracle. Oh, yeah, dude, 100%. 100%. I mean, and you know what's fucked up is the CIA is going to be behind all that, and they're probably doing shit right now that we have no fucking clue about. What was the last game that Blizzard released that was really, like, good? Warcraft Rumble, Diablo 4. See, Diablo 4, when it first came out, it was good. But then they ruined it because they, like, nerfed all the stuff that people were doing. Overwatch 1 was good. Overwatch 2 was just Overwatch 1 with, like, one extra character and one more map. Hold on. Blizzard's releasing a survival game? See, I would love to get into it, man. I just feel like I missed the boat. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. Hold on, I got work stuff I got to take care of. So I can go on here, but then yeah, I didn't even get a hit on that. Sorry, guys, my bad. All right, back to it. What's for dinner? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's about 4:30. My buddy and his girl, they ended up crashing up here last night, so luckily I have a second bedroom. But he said that he was gonna go and get some food or something and hook it up for me letting them crash. You guys see that shit? A federal judge in San Francisco has just ordered Israel to rebuild Iran's nuclear facilities. No shit, dude. Oh, man, a ribeye sounds fantastic, man. I might get something from... I'd just be lazy on my... You know, this is my day off, but... Technically, right? I hate this, man. I hate this. This kind of shit, dude. These people, 100%, bro. Yeah, because they rejected that, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they rejected him getting, like, the National Guard under his command. Walmart delivery sucks here. Thick bacon I saw outside. See, I haven't actually used, like, grocery delivery. You know what I mean? Maniacs. They need peace for real. They need Jesus somehow. Yeah, dude. I mean, these like these are snakes, my man. They are when people say, you know, people in the government are reptilian, like I agree with that in hyperbole, right? But like as a metaphor. Like they have like no. Oh shit. 10 bags full of food. They just, I mean, they have no concept of humanity when it comes to things like this. Like they're totally cool sending lower class people into the meat grinder of some other country that benefits the citizens of this country. None. Yes, bro, 100%.
Be with a few thousand folks who, and whenever I come out here, I take great joy in running my mall route and down around the monuments or whatever, and it was horrific down there today. I'm just going to tell you, it just looks wrong, feels wrong, and so I think I'm going to go be with a few thousand folks who kind of have the tradition that there is a separation there, that we don't need this, and this is not Pyongyang on a Saturday. So I'm just going to confess too, and might get me in trouble, whatever. I have never so hoped for rain in my life. So, there you go. So, and whenever I come out here, I take great joy in running my mall route and down around the monuments or whatever, and it was horrific down there today. I'm just going to tell you.
Ugh. I can't lie. There's an element of like content creator drama that I like. It's like watching a car crash, right? Like you hate it and you wish it didn't happen, but you gotta watch it. You know, it's crazy to me. I don't understand. Yeah, Gavin Newsom sucks, dude. I did that like he was the topic of the stream yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and I mean there's really nothing good that he's done in California. Since he's become governor, it's like consistently over 200,000 people, almost 200,000 people and over, leave every year. And that's like after you account for the people coming in. Like they lose 200,000 population every year. It's crazy. Ooh, yeah, I'm not reading that. Sorry, guys. My front steps and landing are big. I can't get out. There's so much food. See, why wouldn't they just bring it into your house, dude? Yeah, no shit, Matt. For real, bro. For real. That was... I can't lie. There's an element of TOS that keeps me from talking about that whole issue. Because, like, to be completely honest, if I were to give my real deal opinion on all that stuff, I'd probably get banned from TOS for sure. But I just choose not to talk about it. Man, X is going fucking wild, dude. Yeah, for sure, Matt. That was yeah. Right, 100%. 100%, dude. Absolutely. $100%. And that was like, dude, for me, that was like the biggest thing for me that Trump ran on was the anti-war shit. He wants people to stop dying, right? That means a lot to me. Like, just, I'm not a single issue voter on that subject, but it's a big fucking issue. Like, I mean, I became an adult most of my childhood. I'm trying to think of how to word this. So all through my teens and my 20s, we were over in Afghanistan and Iran and toppling Libya and, you know, bombing Syria, and my entire, like, teens and 20s, you know. I was 10 when we first, like, started sending troops over there. So that's really, you know, like, in a cognizant mind, that's all I really knew of. And then just, I might sound like a lefty when I say this, right? But I do have compassion and humanity. And we went over there, completely got rid of all the stabilizing elements of those countries, established one ourselves, and instead of helping them, like, develop something from it, we just maintained that stability ourselves. And then we just pulled everything the fuck out and gave it back to the people that we took it from. And that displaced hundreds of thousands of people out into the desert that surrounding countries didn't welcome into their country. So what the fuck happened to all these people? Where'd they go? Did they just starve out in the desert? Like, that's the kind of shit that's why I don't like war, man. Because there's a lot of extra consequences that come from it that aren't necessarily talked about. We also watched the Challenger blow up live. 4th grade, yeah. We watched Desert Storm in middle school for history class. Yeah. Well, you know, like, I saw 9/11 happen on TV when I was in school. Because I remember I was sitting, I think I was in 2nd or 3rd grade, right? I don't remember. But I was in class, and the teacher would put the news on as we all came in, and it was before the second plane had hit when I got into the class. And there was, like, a bunch of smoke billowing out of the side, and, you know, I was a dumbass kid, so, like, I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was like a movie or something, right? Like, it was like, oh, what's going on, you know? And then the second plane hit. And my teacher like, whoa, shit, and like turned the TV off, you know? And I mean, within like 30, 45 seconds, they came up on the intercom and sent us all home that day. But it was just wild. Because like I didn't, like when I was a kid, right? I was like 8 years old. I didn't grasp what was going on. I didn't really understand, you know? So, you know, as time has gone on, time went on from then, and I started to realize exactly like the gravity of what, you know, I had seen in class that day. Oh man, Yugoslavia was rough, dude. I remember a bunch of kids when I was real young, a bunch of kids coming over, because like, you know, even after like the Yugoslavian state fell, there were still all those battles between all the different countries there, and there was lots of kids who were like coming over here to escape, you know. Like the shit going on between the Serbians and the Bosnians was dirty. I was working at an outdoor store for 9/11, and we sold out of bullets in 4 hours. And people came from the city and bought out all the work boots and supplies for them. Absolutely. Oh, are you? Oh, cool, man. Nice, dude. Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. It makes sense. Walmart delivered a food order to my front steps. They make mistakes a lot around here. My ex would have to search her apartment complex to find her delivery was left at the wrong address. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure, man. I'm sure. Because like, you got to think, like, those people, and this isn't me, like, justifying anything. They just don't give a shit. Like, a lot of the folks that work in, you know, any kind of delivery, like, they don't care. If they can't find it in 5 seconds, they're just going to drop it somewhere and continue on with what they do. They probably don't make a lot of money either. So I don't support that at all, bro. Do your fucking job. You're getting paid to do it. But fuck, man. See, John Fetterman, I will say, I thought he was just going to be some crazy, like, socialist. He's probably, like, the most sane Democrat. Even though he's on this bullshit right now, he's probably the most sane Democrat, which is saying something. I mean, that dude had, like, serious brain damage, stroke, and ended up smarter than anyone in the Democrat Party. At least optically, right? I know, like, there's probably tons of smart people that are in the Democrat Party. They're just fucking snakes, dude. Why do they have land near our bases? Yeah, 100%. They need to give up every piece of American land they have. This is fucking America. This is not China. This is the kind of stuff that, like, riles me up. Like, you wanna radicalize me? Show me how much fucking land in this country is owned by a different country. Get fucked. They own one of the Hawaiian Islands? Is this real? Is this actually fucking real? Bro. Okay, so it's been decreasing since 2021. That's good. Why did that happen during Trump's administration? How the fuck? Oh, Panchuchin, happened to Australia a long time ago. If you guys don't do something about it, they will buy everything. 100%. Well, it's because we have these, dude, we have these fucking money-grubbing snakes in our government that are totally willing to sell the land to someone else. Yes, bro. Yes, 100%. 500,000 Chinese students get bent, Trump. What the fuck? Dude, here's the thing that really blows my mind about this, and it pisses me the fuck off, okay? Seriously. How could you knowingly take like, he has been given W's on a silver platter with both hands underneath. Back to back to back to back to back. And he looked over at the waiter and went, "I'll take an L, please." Like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? It's insane. Dude, get him the fuck out, bro. Get him out. No. Not one step back, cuz. Not one fucking step back, dude. This has got to end. This needs to be done with. Fuck off. You don't get our land. You signed contracts with people that were willing to subvert the will of the American people, because I promise you, if this was put to a vote, this is like a 98-2 issue right here. There are like the fucking retarded tankies that would that would totally be okay with giving China more of our, or selling more of our land to China. 100%. But like, by and large, most of the people in this country are not for that. Like, that's left and right. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. And then surveil the fuck out of them. Make sure they don't do anything that crosses a line. But to straight up sell it to them? Even worse, there's an Air Force base not 20 miles away from where they wanted to build that facility. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Big fucking W here. He got him closed down. Good. Fuck him. Rest in piss. Rest in piss. This is... I'm telling you, like, this fad is going to pass. Okay? Bottom line. It's going to pass. This is not a sustainable idea. It's like, I genuinely believe it's just cultural subversion, and all the useful idiots that agree with it are being, like, they're stooges, man. Like, they're being propped up. Their voices are being put out there. I'm sorry, I might sound like a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist there, but that's what this comes off to for me, right? They rile up these dumbass kids that don't have friends, but they find, I don't know, like, it's probably because they find, like, some element of acceptance within these circles as long as you stay within these certain parameters. And as people grow up in that, you get doctors literally doing this stuff to children. Like, that's crazy. That's insane. How the fuck did we get here? People are going to be looking at this, I'd say give it about 50 years, right? People are going to be looking back at this and studying the way people believed this, because this is just it's just ridiculous to me, man. It's so crazy. Yeah, that didn't age well.
World War III, folks. Hard pass. We've got enough going on stateside. We've got the No Kings riots set to kick off this weekend. No kings. We like kings, actually, folks. We like one king in particular, quite frankly. The King of Kings, our Lord and Savior. I don't know, maybe you've heard of him. With that being said, God bless, good night, and good luck. I think we should skip it. I don't know, I'm just not really feeling it. World War III, folks. Hard pass. We've got enough going.
Yeah, that looked like AI. Oh, Rob's live. I'm sure everyone here already is subscribed to Rob Noor, but if you're not, go check out my man Rob Noor. Normal America with Rob Noor, that's how you spell it. Absolute Chad. Big W. Huge. No one's ever debated like him before. Some tell me he's the best. Oh, did he? Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say it looked fake as fuck. But you know, like a bunch of like stupid pea-brain lefties are gonna post that on Blue Sky and believe it 100%. Oh. Yeah. Based. Andrew Wilson coming in with the fucking base take of the day. Absolutely. Oh shit, dude. The House passed the first round of Doge cuts. Now we just need them to kill the fucking... Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that, man. Now we need them to kill the big, beautiful bill. We need them to kill that bill. Please. Please fucking kill that bill. Pass the Doge cuts. Kill the bill. I'm surprised they passed the Doge cuts, man. That's impressive. I think like they'll make it through Senate for sure. What'd you guys yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Is that from yesterday? Oh, it was from yesterday. Huh. See, I've just been so disconnected I haven't like kept tabs on recent events, at least for a couple days, just because like for my own mental health, I need to take a step away from it sometimes. You know, just so I can like not think the world's gonna fall apart. You know what I'm saying? That is hilarious, man. Oh my god, that is hilarious. Dude, that is such a good meme. No way. Oh, that's such a good meme. Wow. Yeah, dude, that shit's hilarious, man. I'd totally vote for JD Vance. That's like, yeah. I saw that. I saw that, Matt. Yeah. Tim Pool. So I'm a little on the fence with that guy because he oh, I hate seeing this shit, man. It's fucking awful. But I'm on the fence with Tim Pool. Some of the stuff I really like what he says, and then other stuff is he's sometimes I think a lot of the way that he does his thing is specifically just for the like engagement online, you know. I will not vote for Vance, but I respect your decision. Pool is okay on some stuff and not on others. Really, all there is to it. Yeah, yeah. Hey, dude, I totally get it. I totally get it. If if we could get a real like great candidate, someone who doesn't have, and I mean you're never gonna find that because the way the Democrats work is they'll if they can't find any dirt on you, they'll just make something up and act like it's fact. Didn't Glitchy Mitch lock up and couldn't talk anymore? He just stares straight ahead without looking at anyone. Yeah, man. Yeah. That that guy needs to go somewhere where there's professionals that can take care of him. And you know, people who get that old need to get out of our government. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like that's you know, I don't have anything against like the older generations by any stretch, but when you're in a position where your decisions heavily affect the daily lives of the people that live in this country, yeah, without a doubt. No, I'm with you, Matt. I'm with you. I understand. Yeah, 100%. I get it. I get it. Dude, I have a big crush on her. I'm not gonna lie. Christy Noem she is beautiful, dude. That's a beautiful woman right there. I'm not even like simping. Like, holy man. Was he the only one that did? I mean, Thomas Massey's going to vote against it too. What does that matter? That doesn't matter. This dude, I don't know.
She knew. I didn't. One last personal fact. Most trans kids know that they're trans between the ages of 3 and 7. My daughter knew around 2.5. She knew. I didn't. I often tell my kids that I'm not smarter than you. I just know different things. And the things that our kids know that we don't, those are the things that make all the difference and the ones we should really listen to. My child is not mentally ill. To begin gender-affirming care, she had to speak to more healthcare professionals than probably anyone in this room ever has. One last personal fact. Most trans kids know that they're trans between the ages...
These people are real, dude. These people exist. Can you fucking believe that? It's insane. Oh, that's tough.
Other places to put 200.
They don't want to eat the meat in the stores because of the chemicals.
The farm is surrounded by warehouses or land that's about to become warehouses. O'Donnell hopes Cranberry finds other places to put 265 affordable housing
Was that
units
movie he was in?
and
Freddie Got
fulfill
Fingered?
its constitutionally
Way back in the day? That
mandated
shit
obligation.
I hope they use their minds and their hearts that this is a good thing in this community. There's a lot of people like to look at these animals. Sometimes they're parking along the side
Wait,
of the road.
they're just gonna
they
take
come
this
up in a
man's
driveway.
land?
They just want to sit here and look at. They don't want to eat the meat in the stores
Can
because
they
of the
do
chemicals.
that without like
The farm
proper
is surrounded
cause?
by warehouses.
Yeah, that's base take for sure. Base take. Neither do I. Dude, that's fucking terrible, man. It wasn't just them. They didn't help. But I mean, this shit's been going on for so long, dude. Yeah, man. Matt, come to Bama, bro. It's kind of fucked up here. Don't get me wrong, but there's good shit. I'm glad I moved to Bama. I love it here, man. For real. That's not right. Nope. Nope. Yeah. I would like to see oh yeah, for sure. Well, guys, I think I might cut the stream off a little early tonight. Dude, just going over all this stuff, going through all this stuff is kind of like heart-wrenching right now, man. I really don't like the fact that there's all these wars going on, dude. And like another one. Hopefully that's the extent of it. I really don't want China to get involved with this. Oh no, Matt, dude, they so the way they're doing that is the way they're doing all that now, starting the 1st of next month, they're essentially like they're pushing control over edibles and drinks to the ABC board here in Bama, and then they're banning the sale of anything that can be smoked, right? So like carts, THCA flower, Delta 8 flower, all that stuff. It's just going to be edibles and drinks, and they can't go over 10 milligrams, which, you know, that kind of sucks. I don't use weed. I'm a big proponent of it though. I know it helps people. I know lots of folks use it, and it, you know, for like good purposes. I know a bunch of people don't, but you know, for the people that utilize it and it helps them, man, I'm all for it. I definitely support them. But I think that's probably going to be it. I'm a little like, God, I'm fucking heartbroken over this. What's going on with like between Israel and Iran right now, and with Trump, man, I just feel so let down. It's like a rug pull, dude. You know. Yeah, 100%. Man, and that's the thing. I'm 100% for it. I think honestly, I think it should just be federally legalized, like across the board. But you know, there wouldn't be. It can grow literally fucking anywhere. So everyone could have like their own crop growing in the backyard, and they wouldn't make any money off of it, right? Now, not everybody would have a crop in the backyard, but there wouldn't be any way for them to like actually contain it, you know? Yeah. But to me, like in my opinion, right? That's why it's solely about the money. They wouldn't be able to make any tax money off of it if it was completely legalized, like all across the board. At least in the medical sense, like there's some element of regulation they can slap on it. But if you can just grow that shit in your backyard, like, you know, they have no control over that. Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. Everyone's got their own things, man. You know what I mean? I'm very much in the camp of like, bro, just let folks do what they want. You know what I mean? Not saying that all drugs should be legal because, you know, of my own experiences, but when it comes to like weed, like that should, it's not as bad as cigarettes. Weed or cigarettes have killed so many more people than that. Yeah, exactly. Scott, now I don't smoke cigarettes, but I fucking love me a good cigar every once in a while, man. Yes, Panchuchin, I hard agree, bro. Hard agree. Yeah, cigarettes are very hard to quit. But see, I'm a big nicotine proponent, though. You know what I mean? I know it's really addicting, but there's benefits to it, at least mentally. It like helps fight against fucking Alzheimer's. They've done a bunch of studies on that. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off for the night, guys. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of the support. It really does mean a lot, man. And it's always a good time sitting back and bullshitting with you guys. This is really, really, it's been great, you know. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll probably see you over in Rob's stream. Muhammad, just current events, man. That's it. I mean, that's about the extent of it. Just seeing what's been going on. I've been disconnected from the news for a while, but I'm actually jumping out. So, thank you guys very much. You guys are amazing. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Well, I won't be streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming on Sunday, though. So, I hope to see you guys Sunday. Y'all, please stay blessed.